Hi.
You
uh,
Nobody could hear the fact that I shouted into my microphone. I don't know if that's a
yeah.
good or a bad thing. Hi.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Yes. Raul actually shouted into the microphone as they were
Yes,
getting water and coming back. And I said, like,
I
hi,
was
Raul
rushing
is
from the
currently
kitchen
fine back.
and because I get some fresh water.
But yes, hello,
Uh,
everyone. Good morning, good evening, whatever time zone it is. And tonight it's actually quite late for me. It's 11:33 p.m. But that's okay. I had a nap. I had a 3-hour nap and I was doing good. I was doing fine and dandy. And
huh.
yeah.
Well, 3 hours is like the bare minimum to survive.
Yeah.
But that's more than enough. That's almost a proper sleep. Almost.
So
I'm already being called fetch by the chat. We will right this wrong eventually.
yes. Hi. Okay. So to introduce ourselves, hi, I'm Wishstream. I am one of the main 3D artists for the for Fetch the Ferret. If you see all the cute little buildings and the little props in the entire stages, then you've seen my work. Yeah.
I like the idea that if you see big ugly buildings, then it's not Wishroom. Only cute
no.
little ones.
No. Gabriel also make fantastic buildings with my assets. So it's beautiful, okay?
Yes, Gabriel also works well.
Okay.
We did not have Gabriel's lander in this chat.
And we have here up there is Raul. He is the main
Hello.
lead of the game. So, yeah. We will eventually replace Fetch up there. Eventually. Maybe next month. I I
Yeah,
feel like
maybe
I've
before next stream.
yeah, maybe
Hopefully.
before next stream, hopefully. I feel like I've said this a couple of times already. How
Yeah,
many times?
I think you first said that in January.
yeah. okay.
I don't know if you said it every stream though, but it's really funny.
hmm Okay. And aside from that, I figured that we'd answer a couple of questions before the stream started. We saw one question. When does Fetch release globally? Um, it
I'm not sure what that question is because especially is
there
already out of thing, but it's in early access. So Duncan, do you mean like when it gets to the 1.0 final version of the game or something?
or yeah, like do you think of like
Or did you not know
1.4?
that Fetch could be played on Steam like the link in this stream says right now?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty convenient.
Yeah. Uh
Uh,
oh,
was there
oh
any other
yeah.
question? No, I don't think so.
The other question is, I feel like this is a new version of the model, where you see the eye seems a bit different. You are not right. This is actually my old model in a different program with different parameters. So you actually get to see my. Sorry, I put my hand right in front of my face. Anyway, so you could see my eyes moving now, where my eyes are actually moving, and also when I blink, like when I actually blink and squint my eyes like that. and you guys get to see me yawn because it opens my mouth when my mouth is like open. so, so
So
yeah.
wait. Hey, can you pretend to be talking? Like, can you just move your mouth and yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
We can. Oh, I can't do that, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could try to do us both. That can also happen in the far future. How
we
to
just
move.
we just we just like pretend we are having a conversation, and then like you're muted. And it's like,
No, we're
nope.
not.
We're just gonna say we're not muted, and then just proceed to do the same thing again. Hi
Yes, that would
everyone.
be incredible.
We
I'm
had
not sure
fun.
if we will have great, audience retention by doing that. Uh, but makes for a good,
It's a
clip.
little joke. Yeah, it's a good clip.
It will happen eventually. Everybody will forget about it by then, but it will happen.
Hmm.
I just need like the stream gear and a model and a new character and everything, but it might happen.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Oh
So
wait. Duncan replied and said, "Okay, that's another question." I asked, "Oh yeah, how are we doing?" And then said, "Yes, they meant final product of the final product. Yes, when fetch is done." And to that, as a project manager and producer and creator of the project, I can say uh, very probably the end of next year.
probably.
I can't say 100% sure, but I have told the team, but by the end of next year, uh, we should have done all of the zombies. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe,
wait.
maybe sooner, possibly sooner, but let's say end of next year. Yeah, let's be safe.
Eh, all right. So we're gonna we're gonna do some 3D modeling, and then we're gonna run through fetch a little bit afterwards and see how far we came, because it's very interesting how we got from one point to the other. You know.
So,
Hmm. Anyway, so let's get some music on, and I'll show you guys my blender here in a little bit, and you guys might see what I'm working on. Yeah, right. So let's get some of the new tracks of Fetch the Ferret in here.
they weren't there yet. Oh wait. Oh,
Saturn
you
and
mean
Trim.
like
Yeah.
oh yeah, the most recent update. Yeah.
Mm.
Did we have the last stream before or after the update? I forgot.
We had that last stream, yes. I believe this is. There we go. Here we go. Now we have models. So what this here looks like another new shop. Because it is another new shop. It's a textile
Wow.
shop. Wow. I already started this beforehand, yes, last week, and last week I was kind of like, so to describe to you guys what was my headspace during last week, and it was really interesting. Is that if you guys watched the Family Guy episode where Stewie got their ADHD meds, like they had Adderall, right? So I'm pretty much like that the entire week. That was me the entire week, and you might have noticed it me streaming last week that I wasn't at my 100%. In fact, I was pretty kind of struggling to talk.
How many percent then? If it's not 100.
Uh, 10.
And Jesus Christ, barely
10%.
able to speak.
Barely able to speak, yes. And I need to show you guys what we were working on. So go on to our
This
image
is
editor
Twitch at
over
10% power. You can't handle Twitch at the 100.
here. 10% me is like the uh like what you'd see me in a convention in full mast with like like talking about a lot of things. And I'm usually at my 50% even when I'm streaming.
Oh, Speaking of, oh yeah, just like I told Wish I did before, I actually have a headache, and I'm very much in pain today. So yeah, I'm not at the top of my abilities, but
And that's okay.
hopefully that can be heard. I hope that cannot be noticed from my voice.
E- I mean, either way, now people know that you have a headache, even if you're trying to hide it. Well,
I'm not really trying to hide it. Usually, like if I have a headache, like what can I do about it? Whine? Yeah, possibly to my mom.
wine.
Yeah, that she gets
Yeah,
to hear me whine all day. Like I have a headache. I want this to stop. But yeah, I can't really do it to other people, so I just hear complaining live.
complaining live.
Complaining live about the fact I can't complain. Yes, that's failed successfully.
Task failed successfully. Yes. Anyway, so we're making a textile shop. This is a textile shop. We're gonna make some pillows. We're gonna make some yarn balls
Yeah,
and
I,
some
I, I always say it, but I
wool.
love the fact that or not Wishrin, that Ramis manages to create an entire society by having actual useful shops.
Yes. It- it's always
Like
nice to have something useful.
imagine having like an RPG game like set in, I don't know, in Middle Age, and the only thing you can find is like a Starbucks, and that's it. That's the only shop.
A Starbucks. Like, unabashedly Starbucks.
Yeah, like not like a shop where you can fix your clothes because people didn't buy clothes all the time at the time. But yeah, like no, there's just like yeah, a supermarket. That's it.
A supermarket.
In a medieval setting. I wonder how
Then
we
the
have to.
protagonist
What?
would just say, like, the this technology seems to be too advanced. I can't use it. How would that work? How would a medieval guy from an RPG react to a modern supermart?
Isn't that like what a potion salary is? Like weird stuff with dubious origin and stuff.
Maybe. I realized I did something a little bit wrong here, so I'm gonna fix that real quick.
Oh yes, clearly you should stick exactly to the reference.
Well, I'm actually not gonna go as close to the reference as I can
Yeah,
because
yeah. I think nobody will really want that and need or need that.
yeah, like this is one of those cases where I don't really follow the reference to a T. Normally I do. Um but in this case, there's a lot of way too much complex patterns that to actually realistically have textured. Um,
Also, wait,
you don't want a
reading.
4K texture zigzag, and then like
Yeah,
look at very close.
architecture. And Lucy, I honestly I don't know if people in olden ages would actually eat the stuff in a market before buying it. I'm pretty sure that was rude even back then. More than rude, it's more like you better pay for that. I wonder if markets changed much over the past millennia or hundreds of years.
Good question. Maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, it
I
probably
don't know.
is. Just like before, like it was mostly stalls, I believe, and then like walking salesmen, that kind of deal. Maybe, perhaps. What do
Yeah,
you guys think?
but even now, like I can imagine a few cities I've been in that had exactly that. instead of like it's just every week they set it up and then bring it away again.
I mean, that is true. I mean, still compared to, I guess, medieval, uh, not as fast.
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
bartering and
Yeah,
haggling were very more common. Right now we have more fixed price. Can't really do that unless you're like somewhere in Asia.
what do you mean?
Like bartering and haggling.
Oh,
Can I
like
walk up to
I
any
haven't been
store
to a
in your...
market often enough, but like, yeah, I do remember. Like, oh yeah, I wanna get bananas for cheap. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait half an hour and gonna look at the guy slowly lowering the price of those bananas
That's not
because
haggling
because as
though.
they run out, there's worse ones, and he needs to finish all of them within a certain hour as he packs up and leaves. So if I wait long enough, I can get this stuff for extremely cheap.
I mean,
Or just
it's
haggle beforehand, say, I know you're gonna lower the price, so just give me this stuff for 20 cents less per kilogram.
fair. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it
I guess in
depends.
like
Depends on the kind
wet
of market.
markets. Yeah, it depends on the market, I suppose. Like over here
Or do
in
they-
where I live, there's many places where you could haggle. I could just walk up to a store and just haggle.
oh.
It is a very common culture here.
Mhm.
So, um,
Okay, here, only place I know where I try to haggle is like at the clothes shop. Usually I actually manage to get it for cheaper. Like, that's where I actually try. Because, clothes are expensive. And I know they're gonna go on sale eventually, so yeah.
there's a certain technique to haggling. I never really learned it. Like I would
I
only
am.
usually haggle for a short amount, like the first level. I don't know how people haggle for like much
I
longer and
honestly, I just observe my parents because, again, like as I said before, they both work in the sales stuff.
fair,
So I just look at them and how they do it and slowly learn.
fair. That is very fair.
So yeah. Unfortunately, you can't haggle Steam. You can't get gains for cheaper. Imagine if you just sent an email to the developer. Hey, I'd like to pay 5% less.
I imagine that would be like instead of saying that, hey, can I get a free Steam key because I'm a reviewer? But that's not haggling anymore.
Yeah, that's not haggling anymore. That's like uh, legalized scamming.
Yeah,
I've had so many people do that when I had just launched Fetch on Steam. I like I caved in only once because it was like the first person to do it, so I didn't realize yet it was a systemic thing. But
yeah.
yeah, it's easy to tell usually. Usually, you can tell somebody is not actually a reviewer whenever they say, "Actually, I need 2 keys because of my I want to play with my brother, and the game is not multiplayer."
Oh,
That
that's
happens so many times.
mm-hmm. Uh, digital haggling. Oh, you mean like Warframe Marketplace?
Oh, you mean like this team trading?
Alright, I had to disable sound notifications, which is not in this layout. So my normal viewers, please try not to use them during dev streams.
Oh wow.
I'm not
I
even
mean,
sure if I could use some of the sound effects for uh
is there any sound effect that will be actually um, compromising for a fetch stream?
I mean a lot of them are like references from a movie.
Does that make fetch like suddenly live within the universe of the movie?
No, more of like copyright reasons instead
Okay. Okay.
being in YouTube, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you don't get copyrighted for 5 seconds of a thing, but then you get copyright for 5 seconds of a thing, and like, okay, all right, okay,
Yes, I very much dislike how the copyright laws work, and it's because nobody has updated them, and nobody wants to update them. So
of course, you
fun.
know,
Pretty sure that some of the music copyright laws in Italy have something about having a certain amount of music sheet sold as a guarantee that something is belongs to you. Because the copyright law for music was written at the beginning of last century. So in order to sell a song, you will sell the music sheet.
yeah,
So like, yes, that's wonderful. I was told that if I actually wanted to file fetch as a be protected by the Italian authorship thing, I forgot the name of the thing even. I need to send them a CD-ROM by mail to a specific office. And they will not read the CD, they will not even check it, they will just put it into a archive that will never be used. So I can potentially put like a rickroll in there and they will never know. And that's like, it's gonna be written like Fech The Ferret 2022. That's it. So,
okay, huh,
useful.
very interesting.
It costs money, so that's why I didn't do it.
Fair, and that's usually how it is. I think that's how they make money with copyright.
Yeah. No, they're just for reference. Yeah, there is some copyright protection, of course. It's like
Optical
hey,
media,
a
I
folder.
guess. Wouldn't it depend on how it's stored though? Like, isn't there like a storage method to make optical media basically not expire within 15 years? Although
What?
you could
What
also
do you-
technically judge it by copyright length, but like, I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know if there's like storage
when
method
it
that.
comes to at least European laws, whatever you do belongs to you, and nobody can take it from you, unless you yourself wrote, "I give you the rights, the sole rights to sell this" or something. Like basically, like in the contracts I've seen with all of you, where just explicitly said that like you're doing stuff for fetch, and that I have full rights to use it
Mm-hmm.
as a thing. But otherwise, no. You whatever you do, you still keep some authorship to whatever asset you're making because you made it, and you
Yep.
can always say you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot take that away from you legally. You cannot in Europe. I heard it's different in the US. For some reason, it's different in the
Right.
US. So yeah, but in general, like the gist is that copyright laws are complex, so that people don't know how to handle them, don't know how to manage them. That's it. Like they're complicated just for the sake of being complicated.
Which is incredibly stupid, and I hate it.
I mean, it's stupid if you're the one who gets, ripped off. It's really clever if you're the one who takes advantage of it. Capitalism.
Capitalism. Yeah.
But yeah, optical media, I'm reading the chat. Isn't that going just to break down after 15 years of? But yeah, I really don't know how it works with optical media. I've never made something optical, to be honest.
As I mentioned, uh, isn't there a storage method that actually makes it sure that it doesn't expire?
With
I
expire,
remember
you mean
reading
like
about it,
it?
like a
With expire, you mean
vacuum
like
sealed.
it remains readable?
Yeah, as long as it remains mutable. It's like kind of like vacuum sealed in a way, something like that. Not exposed to UV rays. Uh, I'm trying to recall
Yeah,
how it was.
yeah, pretty sure there is something like that.
My brain isn't exactly in 100% to actually think about this. I'm being careful. Guys, when you're taking up streaming, be sure to get yourself like be sure um be sure to take care of yourself. There you go. If you're taking up streaming, take care of yourself and make sure that if you act that you actually enjoy streaming. You know, you don't stream for the views and numbers. Otherwise, people can tell that if you're being a prick about it.
Dream
Yeah.
for the honor.
Girl, how did you make
Yes,
Fetch the Ferret music? Such good work music.
I'm always surprised about it. I think most of people know it about it right now. But like, yeah, I just fetch music is just the whatever music I make for myself that somehow fits for games. That's the work process. And I like anybody who makes music. I think I listen to my own music a lot. Actually, in my free time, I do listen to my own music from time to time. Uh, and so it has to be something that doesn't bore me.
Fair.
That's it. So I don't really know why it's good for working. I really don't.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll have you on a stream and teach me how to make music.
Yeah, yeah, we could try. I always start from scratch. I always start like I don't know how to make music every time I start making a song. And then at some point I realize, oh yeah, this is how I can make music. And then run with that idea until I have existential dread. Crisis, sorry. Yeah,
Existential
I'm so
crisis.
glad I'm not a musician by job. Because otherwise I will have a breakdown every couple of months. Yeah, I
Fair.
don't want to get
There it is, folks. You heard it from the mouth of the ferret.
I'm not a ferret! I only appear as a ferret.
I know.
That's only a fictitious manifestation of myself.
Exactly. Exactly.
And that is
I know
why
you told
next
me in
stream
chat.
I probably will be different.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'll 3D model that too, and you know, I mean, it's as close as you could get to a persona, I guess.
Yeah, I'm avoiding the term persona only to see how long it will take for someone to say it. It was 4 days. Sparklight said it.
It's 4 days.
4 days of me saying an avatar, an anthropomorphic avatar, and waiting until somebody will say, so, a persona. That didn't happen for 4 days. So, congratulations.
Congratulations for being the first person to say it.
Yes.
I know that troll is also kind of like avoiding it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, my argument was very simple. Like, I don't need, I don't crave a representation for myself that's different from myself. Though I kind of noticed that, yeah, it would be nice not to wear patch all day
Mhm.
online, so people don't mistake me for patch. And
Yeah.
also, a picture of myself is as as beautiful as I am. A picture of myself can be daunting. There's
All right.
something about seeing a real person online that feels wrong, you know?
It feels. Wait. I
I
know
don't
what to
know.
say.
I don't know. Like every time I'm on Telegram, people just my picture, and like it's weird. Sometimes to other people, like, hey, yeah, that's me. Taking a picture of myself at a window, at a mirror.
Hey.
Yeah.
Once we get that, we get to see a new role, and also
Yes.
get to see them in 3D because why not?
I will enter the third dimension
Mm,
after a decade of being online.
I'm just imagining those those memes that's like I will be real.
Yes. Also, the sound effect was on spot, really. But yeah, like even that, like I've been wearing this profile picture, the specific profile picture you see me plotting with. I've been using it for 3 years and a couple of months.
3 years and a
So
couple of months. That
yes,
mm,
that's when the pandemic started. Yes,
fair.
that's the last time I had to change profile picture. I had to because just like I had to pick a profile picture for classes online, and I picked this.
Oh,
Um, and yeah, actually, I finished my classes. Like finished fine arts last week.
ah.
So yes, I spent the entirety of my major degree with Fetch as my profile picture. Most of teachers only saw this, never saw me.
I don't know why I find that funny.
Yeah, like yes, it happens. Honestly, I just remembering my classmates. Like, yeah, I don't remember much of the profile pictures we use. But yeah, there was somebody using like like their dog as a profile picture. A few people using themselves. Everybody Chinese in class was doing the same as me, just like a random anime character or a furry character of sorts.
Of course,
Yes,
I think that's highly
the
unavoidable.
style.
I also think that's also very much an unavoidable thing during anyone from computer science because at least from my experience, everyone in my school in computer science is somewhat interested in video games, anime, or furries.
No, it reminds me of the guy who made the Fetchbot. For those who are listening to the stream, Fetchbot is a internal tool we have for development, which is just a Discord bot that saves every single image that gets sent in the development server, so that I can easily make an archive. Now, the guy you made is a friend of mine, and I'm in his newsletter because I'm also using his hosting. And every month he has like the anime girl of the month, which is probably for like an anime he's watching at the moment or a manga he's reading. Which it's very much like yeah, this man is doing computer science. Like I can feel it.
Yeah,
And yes, probably he has the programmer socks. Probably.
probably.
Trying to Starlight Sparkle.
The highly unavoidable programmer socks.
Yes.
Maybe. I mean, we could
Actually, it
also
is
put on
weird.
like a professional face. Yeah. If need be, on a case by case basis. Cat girl by professional programmer by
Never.
day, cat girl by night.
You described half of the Fech server. They're all cat girls by night.
Yeah. I need to actually stop by the Fetch server from time to time.
Okay, let me send you to the voice chat. Like I opened the Fech server. This is the first image I see.
Where? Oh, in voice chat.
On the voice chat, yeah. I feel like I thought them well. Like every day I send some cute art, and now the entire server only sends cute art at random.
Oh, this is so cute.
Like, you know,
Oh
we
my
have like
God.
the equivalent of meme channel, but it's not called meme channel. It's called just like chaos. It could be anything, but I made sure to inflate it with cute art. Have a lot of cute art so that people will start to have like a Pavlovian reflex that they open the chat and they feel the need to send cute art. And it works. It works. So the place is very nice.
Really clever. Maybe I'll do that sometime in my server. I don't do that enough in my own server. I don't interact with my own server.
Yeah. If you ever see cute art, please send it to the Fech server in the Chaos channel. That goes for anybody listening to the stream. If you happen to be in the Fech server, please send some cute art. That helps push my agenda.
Okay, to show everyone, this is the cute art that they that was in the channel. Look at that thing! It's so cute.
I love this artist. It's adorable. I forgot the name of the artist actually. It's non Nyanya.
Wow.
But yeah, I love their art. It's adorable little maid cat.
Scrunkly.
Anyway.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. What were we? What was the topic? I kind of got lost.
I also kind of forgot. Chat, what was the topic again? We kind of got distracted by programmer socks and cute.
You can make it up. Make it up.
Okay.
False information.
We were talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Is anybody an expert here? No, again, like since a good chunk of people watching are furries, there's also very likely that somebody's like a mechanic, an engineer, a mechanic engineer, you know. So like, could be the expert.
I'm no expert. What do you mean? Are you implying that I'm an explosive? I plead the fifth.
Have you ever made something explosive? Did you ever make something explode, Wish?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Why would I make something explosive? Huh? Like I solder stuff, I make little technologies and stuff. I don't make something explode.
You lived like a quarter of a century. You could have done a lot of things in your life already.
I have an insane amount of things made behind by my name.
Actually.
But none of which is explosives, okay?
None of them is tied to terrorism. Got it. Perfect.
I feel bad for YouTube algorithm right now.
Worry. I mean, I can't even monetize videos, so I don't really care. And also, it's very tiny channel. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm gonna back up this. I realized something.
What happened?
I did not pull before working on this.
Oh well.
Oh well.
For those listening, pull has a meaning. Like pull something means just like receiving all the updates about the repository, basically, or like seeing if any asset was updated in the past entire month. Of usually, Wish does not forget about it.
Mm-hmm. I usually do not forget about it, but this is one of those moments where, hey, I did forget, but it's not a problem. We have ways to kind of like mitigate that anyway. It's common to have that. I mean, it's not common to have it, but it's common enough that we do know how to fix it. Yeah, there you go. Um, there's some things that you have to learn when you're working on stuff. Anyway, aside from that, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. A couple of I had an idea to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like maybe prototype a new game. It's I already told you this about a while ago. I'm not sure if I'm gonna tackle it as a VR game in VR chat or just a game outside of VR chat, but I kind of like wanna try and make something. It's just a prototype. It's not gonna be something that's gonna be released by the team or anything. It's just my own little personal project. It's
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
it's uh, thank you, brain, for for making me forget what it is.
Thank you. Who?
My own brain.
Oh, great.
It's
You
called
like the brain.
okay, there you go. I got it in my brain. Mega Man Legends. I want to make a Mega Man Legends type game. There you go. Because while a lot of games have kind of like the look of the game down, the feel of the game is somehow a lot of people don't who attempt the Mega Man Legends type of game kind of don't have the game feel for it. Kinda. That's all I gotta say. Hello there, Shizuka. Mega Man, the Legend of Man. Yes. I don't know. It's a little cute little test.
Yeah.
Maybe also get some like practice on getting back into the swing of things because I've been kind of been gone for a month. Why you see me a little bit slower than normal. There you go. Good thing I updated. I pulled because the building's not there anymore entirely. It's not even inside the project. So like, uh, um, so we're
Shredded.
gonna the the dreaded disappearing act. Oh, no worries. But I got this.
Mm-hmm.
New. We're just gonna, and this is why I backed it up, so I could just import it directly. There you go. Raul. And there's
Yeah.
our little shop. Now it's ready for
Oh, yay. A shop for the birds.
a shop for the birds. It's only flying. Fetch cannot even reach. So only Paui could reach it.
Oh, sorry.
Paui. Only Paui
Oh,
could
yeah.
reach it.
Yes. A shop specifically for Pau.
A shop for Paui. The bird that doesn't
Look,
need
wait, wait.
clothes
There's no clerk.
is the is the one.
Someone to sell.
I like the idea of that there's only one shop that's always open just because there's only one person that always buys from it. Bird people were trolling in Star Fox, then they were trolling Breath of the Wild. Now they're trolling Fech the Ferret. Yes.
Yes, yeah, honestly, yes. That's a very accurate. Yeah. I forgot the word in English. That's a very accurate breakdown. Yes.
Okay, time to go into Krita over here. We're gonna add the colors for the textile shop here. Yeah.
Yes. I can see all the secret files of Wishstream. That's the
Yeah,
main
they could see the entirety of my screen, guys. You guys are just seeing like little tiny things here.
fraction of the reality. Yes.
Yeah. They're the only ones. They're the only ones that could see my screen here. Really, they have no idea. What?
Wait. Oh wait. No, let me read this one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sad you guys can't see this. To summarize, like
Yeah.
what you guys can't see. Actually, I have the ability to drag this into Krita, and it's this. How to use Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu against a bear.
I think what's the name? Like YouTube is gonna interpret this as flawed.
Maybe, perhaps, probably.
Also, since we are already talking about getting demonetized on YouTube from our no money, that I thought that was like the I cannot name this I cannot name his name, otherwise it gets blocked. But like
It's more of like visibility and algorithms, personally.
let me just send in the
It's not
voice
for
chat the
the
image I'm talking about.
monetization.
The man in that picture reminded me of this in the voice chat. Do not send it on the stream, of course.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely cannot put that on stream. Alrighty. Don't worry, guys. It's not NSFW. It's more of like it's not good for streaming.
It's a meme.
It's a meme. It's a meme, and it's actually like the kind that could get you banned. So,
No, not that. It's more like Twitch has no subtlety. It does not understand context.
exactly.
It cannot get us banned, but it can get like screenshots out of context. Like, what does this have to do with furries? And my reply will be not. There's no relationship.
So they had a breakup?
Yeah, relationship. That's a cave, like a hiding spot. So furries do that.
So they had a breakup, Raul?
Who? What? Breakup?
Never mind. I forgot already. What's the context?
Never mind. Anyway,
let's see. I'm gonna make sure that there's no duplicate colors here as well. could reuse a couple of these. Let's find the closest color first. Whoa. Isolate this. And then we go to UV editing. Oh no, I feel like a clown right now.
No, why?
Because I isolated the thing and realized that even if I isolate it what? Isolate this one, there you go. Even if I isolated it, it won't apply on the other viewpoint.
What? Not here. Also check out
it didn't apply on the other workspace. There you go.
Ouch.
To show you guys what I mean here in a little bit. So if I click on this, if you notice, it has everything of the shop here, but here it only has the small small front panel part. There you go. That's it, really. That's how it works. Wow.
That looks very nice. Very colorful.
Very colorful. Don't worry. Now it's drab.
Excessively colorful, yes.
Excessively colorful. Indeed. Indeed, it will be colorful. There is no escape from being colorful. No matter what you do, you'll be colorified. Colorified? I feel like I'm just giving you chlorine. Colorized.
Honestly, what will the colorized wave stream look like? It's already colorful, so
blue.
Do we just ramp up the saturation?
I'd be fully blue. I'd become the bluest fox you will ever know. Thank you, guys.
Let me Google blue fox. Wow, yes, I'm getting pictures of foxes in nature just painted blue. That's wonderful.
How do you know
I
they're
thought
not
it would be
AI
like
generated?
the beta version of Firefox or something, but no. Getting that.
Close enough, I think.
Yeah.
Yellow needs to be lighter. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, dude. Okay. Door time. So grab it. Door. How brown is that? Part of my job is actually looking for colors to make sure that they match. Hello there, Flaming. Hi. Welcome to the Fech The Ferret Dev stream. So, to do inside here is have this a little bit darker, so oh, right. Put this here and have this much more darker. Watching a fox fetch the ferrets. Exactly.
Wonderful.
We are fetching the ferrets. Add the over here. Looks off. I may need an extra color. May. Although, I think I could find a good alternative. Like so. Good enough. It's been out for a while now. Half a year, I think. Wait, no. Early access. Early access was.
Wait, no. We've been okay. If they've been on your stream, they might have learned about Fetch within the last 17 months, right?
Oh, they haven't. Oh. Somehow, I don't know how, for Flaming to not know I've been working on this game for a very long.
We never stream at this hour. I think that's the first time we stream at this late.
True, actually. Now that you mentioned it.
That's why we might have also a lot less people than usual. Because usually we like streaming the European morning or early afternoon.
What time is it right now for me? That would be midnight. 12:30 a.m. My gosh. Take uptime. So, fun fact about fake uptime. It's a really interesting topic. Might as well talk about it. Fake uptime was there in my Twitch channel because there was a time where my bot stopped responding and stopped tracking my time. It was stuck at 5 hours and 13 minutes and 26 seconds. And this has been going on for a while that I didn't notice. For about a week. And every time now that I ask for time, people will say, "Hey, you've been streaming for 5 hours." It's like, I've been streaming for 5 hours? And then like, no, it wasn't 5 hours. I'd look at my Twitch dashboard and it was like, oh, I've been streaming for an hour. It's like, why does it say it's 5? And then I look at my bot, it's like, oh, it's down.
Wow.
He used to stream really, really long, so it wasn't even noticed. That's true. Yeah. I think this is pretty good.
Yeah.
You just need the color of the mirror or thing to the pale blue, so any pale blue will do.
Oh, so let me.
Here we go.
Let me send the link to. Hey, you can buy Fetch at. You can check Fetch in general on the website. Definitely. Always push for the server. Yeah, send the links. So yeah, right now I was reading again an image I sent this morning, where it was like a headline from Financial Times that said, can an English chef win the Pizza World Championship? And then the article was about how this Englishman came last place out of 400 people,
Oh. Oh.
which I find very funny because he must have come to Italy just to try winning, only to be exactly last place.
Hmm.
I mean, is there some food that like specifically from your country? That like, would you imagine somebody like coming from the US trying to be the first person in the world at doing that?
I do not know.
Yeah, unfortunately I do not know enough about your cuisine. Maybe someday I can find out, but not today.
One day. Monday. One day, Monday.
Flynn Gamer says your model looks beautiful, and I will add, yes, it's the eyes. It's the newly upgraded eyes.
It's the newly upgraded
Your
it's
eyes
not
look
newly
beautiful. Yes, I
upgraded.
know.
People say it is, but I just made the settings a lot better. It looks a lot better. It's still the same one. It still has the same clipping problem and all of that. Don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll update my model sometime soon. Maybe you might see Doggo Wish or something. I could technically use my newer models right now that I use for my normal streams, but I'd rather have it for Fetch specifically something I completely modeled by myself. So that's why you don't see my main avatar on here.
Yeah. I wonder what
It is a base that I could use, but I could not use it for commercial purposes, kind of thing.
Okay.
Until I get a commercial license, and in that case, I'll probably get a commercial license when I can. But Doggo Wish? Yes, my last stream was making me a dog, and kinda, I don't know, there was a strong compulsion to become dog after that stream. And possibly been fighting it off for quite a while now. Anyway.
Yeah, Lucy, it's the pitch black letter that makes Wish professional. You know, like
Yes.
a programmer going to the office with the most basic. Like, you can wear it every day. Nobody will notice.
Yeah. Unless you have a lot of dandruff.
What?
Dandruff. Hair
Can you open
flakes.
Google? What's the spelling? Dan?
Dandruff. D-R-U-F-F. D-A-N-D-R-U-F-F.
Yes. That will be bad.
Yes. And then people will say like, you don't take showers enough. Ha 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 ha. Alright. Marmocle, we started using this system. I need to compare this real quick. Make sure. Okay. Main housing. Cover it. Reload this. Hey, new color. Okay. Use that new color over here. And then we'll just grab this part here.
Somebody just reminded me that PlayStation is making a portable console. I keep forgetting that's a thing.
The
like
what now?
PlayStation's like portable console. thing. It's more like
Oh,
a portable monitor than a console.
oh, yeah. I don't know what they're thinking.
I still can't
Just
believe
make
they
a new
have an
PSP.
actual product. That's not just like a fan render, you know?
Yeah,
I will
I'm
not
thinking.
believe it's a real product until I see it on the shelves. I hope I don't see it on the shelves.
I wish they just make a new PSP.
Exactly. This feels nice.
Yeah, like clearly there's a market for needing a handheld console. Sony, get onto it.
Especially
Like it
since,
can't be just
Sony,
Nintendo.
Sony is a, Japanese company, so they understand this even better. Should, at least.
Should.
Like, as usual, like, there's not much of gaming on the bus in the US if there's no buses.
Yeah, there's gaming on the train, gaming on taxi ride.
The taxi?
Yeah, why won't you game
That's
on a
it.
taxi?
Because I imagine a taxi ride is pretty short.
Taxi rides could be pretty long.
If they're expensive.
True. Okay,
But yeah,
chat. I
push.
need to know. I need to know right now. Who any of you plays video games in a taxi?
The lack of replies probably indicates that no. I'll be a taxi.
Am I the only one who plays it in taxis? That
Let me actually think again of when I used to play with my 3DS, because maybe I did play with my 3DS in taxi at least once. I think your entire life. Wow.
really? Oh right, trains.
Yeah, trains. I can't say most of the times, but either my computer or my Switch or 3DS or DS. Yeah, let's say half of the times I'm using a device like this. I remember playing Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog on train. That was really fun. I think
Oh,
I played the whole game on train. Yes, it was a 3 hours ride. It was 3 hours of playing.
oh, okay,
Yeah, it was really nice.
interesting. Okay, I need to spend less time in VR. Getting dry eyes a bit. Ah,
Ah, yes.
I'm thinking of a plan of approach for this box.
Wait, Lucy, what kind of distance is that? Because $20 could be super cheap or extremely expensive depending on the distance. Okay, yeah, 100 kilometers by taxi. That is not the ride I will take. Not at all. Well, let me check again how much and the kilometer is. What city can I reach from where I live? Uh, is it Florence?
Firenze.
Firenze. No, that's
Firenze.
300 kilometers already. Okay, 100 kilometers is much less than I imagined.
Eee! Okay. Do I really need a new color set for this box alone?
No,
I'm just
I do not
thinking.
know. Maybe not.
I am thinking. I am thinking.
But yeah, 100 kilometers is quite improbable to go to work. That's like an entire region almost.
Oh, found a good color. Yes. Yes, come on. Yes. That was completely unintentional, but it works.
Neat. Very neat.
Okay, cool. Almost done with this thing. Guess I'd like to think so. Just picking colors for where we can. Oh, I see. L. Oh no, Shift L. Relations. Single user. Check the data. Link materials. Oh.
Oh, that looks very nice.
Mm-hmm.
But what else did they mention?
What now?
I'm trying to think of something that has happened in the recent weeks, days of sorts. Oh yeah, I forgot I could actually talk about development. I tend to forget that during development streams I can mention development matters, you know? It's
Oh,
probably expected. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, recently on team we've been dealing with the fact that we have a hard time making dialogue and story stuff inside of the game, mostly due to our lack of a consistent workflow for it. In the end, we found out by just creating from scratch a dialogue tool solves most of these problems. But it kind of took us like a year to realize that our programmer is able to do that in like a whim. So now we have new tools, and we have to port all stuff to this new tool. And it's not even that slow to port things, but just there's a lot of text to port. So yeah, I just say it's a self-discovery journey of the team, where we just find out we are actually pretty good and don't need to rely on external stuff most of the times.
can't believe you guys just found out now. Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty good programmers.
Yeah, correctly, you also are a programmer technically, but
I mean,
you are working on your own team.
I mean, if I need a certain specific tool, I can make it myself. Yeah.
That is better than most of programmers, I would say. Honestly, the average skill of a programmer is very low, I feel. So that's not really much of a compliment.
I guess. I mean,
There's a big need for programmers. So there's a lot more programmers now than there were 20 years ago. But it's not like a lot of people suddenly became good at it. No, just like less skilled people got into it. I learned the most important stuff. At least that's how I see it. At least, but I might be wrong. It's kind of really
perhaps.
hard to find someone able to build a tool.
I think it's more of like, or at least I'd like to think of the programmers are not paid enough to make comparable products.
The what
You
one?
know? Not paid enough to make good products. You know,
Oh
they're
yeah, that's
always on a deadline
absolutely bad.
and like always on a tight deadline and all of that.
That's definitely the case.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a mosquito trying to attack me, but I also want to kill it. So if we actually get it for position. Summer has arrived.
Make a deal with it.
That's something to deal with. I do not
Give
know
it food. Or
What?
something.
Sorry?
Give it food. I don't know. And just
Food? What?
talk. I'm just
Speaking of
talking
food,
out of my mind.
that's a mosquito. I don't give food to a mosquito. I'm the food.
Exactly. Offer it a blood sacrifice. I'm kidding.
That's that. You're kidding just for the sake of YouTube.
No, maybe.
I
No, not
will fear
really.
you. I will fear you. And speaking of sacrifices, speaking of food, yeah, yesterday I was in a park with friends, um, and at some point a dog came close to us for very easy reasons because yeah, we had a lot of food, uh, and the dog was interested in this food. What I did not realize is that we had fried chicken displaced in two spots.
Oh,
So at some point, this small dog managed to get his now up to the chicken. I took all the chicken plate and brought it out of reach for the dog, only for the dog to sprint to the other chicken location and eat it on the spot and then run away.
oh,
So then we spent the next like 15 minutes trying to shield our spot from this dog, which would constantly try to come back and get more chicken. It was even spicy. He didn't care. He just
oh
really wanted it.
no.
So yeah, at some point the actual owner of the dog arrived, but like, oh thank you, that was really useful. Thanks for showing up a quarter of an hour later.
My gosh.
But yeah, it was fun.
Ferrets. What?
First.
Ferrets are chicken now? What? Huh?
But
What do you mean,
no, I,
Storm?
I did not know. Can you actually eat a ferret? I don't know. What?
Why?
Lucy Tucker is very simple about it. If it's food, it's food. Thank you.
Why are we having cursed thoughts today? Is it that time of the day where we're having just cursed thoughts?
Also, I'm not even hungry. It's like 7 p.m. It's not dinner time yet.
Oh.
I can see the mosquito again.
What is?
What?
We're just checking something. Good enough.
Huh?
Nothing. Just talking to myself. Think that's good enough. Kinda looks weird without some of the patterns, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks like sacks of flour. That's the name.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Oh, this is the best I could do for now.
Yeah.
We do have the posters and stuff, but I'll import that tomorrow. Ah. I will probably improve on some of these. check if I could some stored patterns here and there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, you know what? Maybe I will add the string report. Maybe new forgot the name. Posters. Posters. There you go. Got another set of posters just for the textile, I believe. Oh no, it's for the other shop. Okay. No posters for this one. Well, I guess that means we are finished for this one for now. Need to ask Dramis to hey.
I managed to kill the mosquito.
Hey! Can we get
It
some
was a
claps
very
for...
tense thing. I had to confound it first.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we
You know,
get
like
some
clapping
claps?
very close to it, so it's like confused. That
Yeah?
kind of thing. That's so it flies slower. It worked.
Nice.
But hello, Vada. Hello.
Hello, Vada, pretty cool person.
Yes. Last time I met him, we ate some food together.
Nice.
Yes. Again, like we meet once a year to eat something, and that's it.
I see.
It was something like an hot dog. Not really an hot dog, but like I'll pretend it's an hot dog.
Ah. Gotcha. Okay. Here we go. That's the best I could do to recreate this. For now. It looks so bland. I will ask Dramis to like make something for like the buttons and the
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
Well, we will get Ramis.
We will get Dramis for that. Dramis or Cat. Likely it's gonna
Yeah.
be Dramis. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I will make a commit. I also need to take a screenshot for archival purposes.
Oh yeah, thank you.
There we go. I have made a picture.
The picture is gonna get automatically archived thanks to the fetch bot.
Yes. Makes it so much easier to do so.
Also, I can also make the fetch bot speak, but I forgot how to do that.
You can make the fetch bot speak.
Yes. It says hello from time to time. It's sentient.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. So how about we do a quick little playthrough of Fetch the Ferret right now?
Yes, okay. Where do you have the game saved? What part of the game?
It's
Okay, no,
the Steam version.
there's a super secret code to actually go into other parts, right?
There
Super.
is. Oh, voice chat real quick.
Voice chat, yes. Oh yeah, I know what to write.
I'm gonna do a retweet of this. Oh, okay. All right.
Super secret stuff.
A super secret code. All right. Here we go. I retweeted. Hopefully people will come on in and check that out. And yeah. So, okay. Here we go. Fade out music. There we go.
Fade
Full
out is
fade.
manual.
The fade out is manual. Yes. Every time you hear me fade out some music, it's always been manual. I know
Wow.
it's like an archaic thing, but it's always been manual. Which is weird if you think about it. Yeah?
Yeah,
It's a
I
bit
did.
weird. Okay. Steam. Library. And we're gonna play some fetch. Check out how far we come. Because gosh. A little bit of reminiscing new stuff.
Yeah, how long have you since you've last played this?
It's been a while. Like, I don't think I've played since we were. I didn't even play the game since we released it. Maybe like,
Really?
yeah, so like a release ago, I think is the last time I played.
Okay, you can insert the code now.
Okay. Okay. Ah, I see. That's how that works. Okay. Maybe let's start off from what point?
Maybe later. But you here, maybe later. Yeah, or
Yeah,
later
okay,
on here
perfect.
maybe. Or here
Okay.
or later, yeah. This could be good.
This co- yeah, here will do. Okay, let me get the audio capture up and change the Discord audio to. Oh, did I hear a follow? I think I heard a follow. I don't remember the
I,
sound.
I don't know.
There you
Oh
go.
yes,
Super
yes.
Extreme. Thank you for the
Yes.
follow. All right. We're gonna switch into in-game over here a little bit. Uh, realize that you guys don't hear that, so let me change that there. There we go. And wow, Fetch the Ferret. Let's go. We get to see me play the game a little bit here. So here we are, one of the new areas that got released a while back. Well, rather, it's not new, but revamped. Um, it's been significantly a lot more better, honestly, in my opinion. Go back over here real quick. Get that music. Loaded. So from Cavaratina over
Yeah.
here, we are gonna be. It's crazy to me that this used to be quite just literally a blank area, and then now it's
Yeah, yeah.
it's nicely populated with lamps and
It
everything.
came to life like last summer.
Yeah, this was that summer. Oh, okay. I like over there at the back. I sadly can't. Like I want to show you guys about the new design of Cavaratina, but that's a little preview there. That the walls look completely different,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
I
goodness,
think
that,
we changed that on this update actually.
yeah, we did change that on this update. So if you guys really want to see that, you should check it out by yourselves. But I will purposely not uh show that for you guys to explore, you know?
But already knows. But it's like one of
Eh,
the people who played Fetch the most, I think.
yeah.
I think I feel like I mention it every time it's on stream. But yeah.
So this is the new Lightning Hub, where there will be some fantastic new NPCs down the line will be
Also
in.
we need more rice. We need to
Oh
plant the rice.
yeah, yeah. We need to plant the rice. This is literally the only rice in the in the field. I just
We realized
realized.
it was too high poly
Yes.
and will destroy the game. Have more than 4 of them.
Yeah, we need to rethink. You know, for rice, we could literally just have like one blade that's colored yellow, right?
Yeah.
Aside from that, like, yeah. And look at these. These are like what we worked on a couple of streams ago.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy to see them in game now. Really is. This area is clearly a little bit incomplete.
Was it
Polished
two,
up,
three?
but-
I think it was longer. I don't know. Had to make a rice shader. No, I feel
Right.
like we're not gonna make every single rice piece modeled. Otherwise, we're really gonna destroy the game.
Billboard. Billboarded rice. Maybe.
Yeah.
And this is the treehouse that we've made as well.
Yes.
There's also something new here, so if you somehow manage to.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually climb it.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Be careful about these.
Oh! Ah!
Actually, be careful.
I don't
Why
think.
is showing the finish?
Why?
Showing the finish?
Why am I here?
Okay, no, I can. You can eventually leave. Don't worry.
Eventually. Oh no! You guys are able to see what's going on here. No! It's a bug, guys. This entire thing is a bug. Don't worry about it.
I mean, not the entire thing. Just the fact that there's the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, only the text is wrong. Oh, time to cut out the phone. Nah, it's not an accidental teaser, but yeah, it's one of the things in the game.
Yeah.
It's more error.
Accidental teaser. It's not. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of a teaser. It's maybe. Perhaps. Possibly.
So Pearson
One day.
asked whether the water is supposed to have water react to the rain, and like, yeah, that's a good point. Water could react to rain as well.
And one of my
hadn't
favorite tracks in the game now.
really. Cool.
It's my new favorite track in the game.
Oh, that's pretty nice. I have a bit of a complicated relationship with it because I really, really like the composition, but I don't like the instrumentation.
Fair.
It's not really like, more than I don't like. It's more like I will do it differently, but I don't know.
Right, it's
I'm happy
raining.
to hear like
You can't climb when it's raining.
yeah. You can only hope you're like at the edge, jump off. You can walk on water, you know.
I can, but then I could carry by the waves.
The good thing
Whoa.
about this zone is that yes. The thing about this zone is that being the fact that it's raining, your stamina gets constantly replenished. So you can
True.
go really fast here.
Yes.
Like by drinking water, you get your stamina back. Since you're in the rain, Fech can drink the rain itself.
See, that's why we replenish life.
So I didn't see what bridge you meant. Speed through hydration, yes. That's like an underrated marathon hack. Just drink everything. Drink the rain.
Drink the rain, speed through hydration. Yes.
Also,
Supposed
make sure
to be
not to
mouse on
fall
the
in water.
bridge. Yes. That's supposed
It's
to be
not gonna
mouse on the
kill
bridge.
you, but you're gonna suffer consequences. Okay? Wish has become a sponge. They get nutritions by filtering the watery rain, the watery air. Yeah, I wish I could drink the air particles in the water so I could swim underwater forever.
Photosynthesis. Hydro City. How do you pronounce that?
We lack on the city part, but yes.
How do you pronounce that? Hydrocity? Hydrocity?
Hydro City.
Hydrocity? Hydrocite?
Hydro City.
Hydrocity.
Yeah, I think that's.
I always called it like Hydro City.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest mysteries because they said what's the official way, the correct way to say it, but then they continue to write it the other way every time they can. So like,
Gosh.
yeah, amazing. I think the last time it was written in a supposedly wrong way was like 4 days ago on the physical release of Sonic Origins. That's like, how do they keep doing it? Make up your mind.
Alright, here we go. Now we get to the fuller version of this area.
Also, I feel like this place is gonna be what you'll be working on the next stream. Maybe before the stream, actually. Because we've been making a lot of new art for the viewers.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna just take the shortcut here for now. There is a longer route, and it's nicer, but I'm gonna use the shorter route over here.
That's an effective use of power. I don't even know to use it, even though it's very useful to go faster on high stairs.
I've been using probably a lot more. Uh, I've been finding them with a lot more uses than I thought.
Nice.
Whee!
Did you also make this one on stream?
I don't remember if I made this one on stream. I don't think I made this one on stream.
It was too complicated to do it on stream. Only for you to make actually take like 2 hours.
It was kind of a pain to think through it, though. Not gonna lie.
For the pain to
And this
think.
is the new park area.
Yes.
There's still a glitch of it being a bit rainy here. But yeah, get to see the new flowers, the nice new little lily pads. I think we made some of these in stream. I don't remember if I made some of these on stream. I remember having the bridge on stream though. But yeah, we have like the nice little park over here. Be sure to stop by over here and just relax for a bit. Look around, have a good time. You know, it's a park. Take it slow. No problem. Oh, there you are. And now, get to the new area. I'll need to fix that. The floating. But anyway. Guys, whenever you guys get on the game, I want you guys to do one specific thing, okay? And I want screenshots of it. Alright? I want you guys to get Fetch into this little nest and take a photo of it, okay? As cutely as possible. If you do that, you made me quite happy, and I will look for it. And think of it as an interaction goal.
Exactly.
Yeah. So just cutely put fetch into that. It will be a challenge, because there's not too much of a climbing spot. A little tip, I guess, from me is that you could use the tail over here to just come up. There you go. Take the cutest picture of that statue. Oh, is it gonna be nighttime soon?
I love that bird.
I love that bird too. Oh, look at the tram. Got the flooded mountain. Free drink.
Free drink. you go into a fountain in real life, like, water.
Water.
Like, soaking wet. Like, yes, I was thirsty. That's it.
I think we made a teapot on stream. Did we make a teapot on stream? I think we made a teapot on stream. I don't remember.
To go closer to it. Because I really like the window.
We'll wait until nighttime here. But as you could see already, lights are starting to be on.
Lights light up.
A little cafe we made a couple streams back. The barber. Some of the doors that we've seen we've seen. Really cool. I have to first find a city. I wish you all luck on that. I wish you all luck on finding the city. If you manage to get here somehow, that's all I got to say. If you manage to get here.
Yeah, let's say we have a few things with directions in the game, few small issues that might get patched out. And
Yeah,
then here,
this beaver is
oh, a beaver,
uh the new modeler's creation, right?
a platypus. And to see the beak.
Oh, it's platypus.
Yes, that's a bird. Wait, are these birds? No, no, they're not. They have a beak, but they're not birds even.
Yeah, that was made by Soap, right? Soap
So
made those.
I love that name. You know, as a non-native speaker, the word soap makes me laugh. But yeah,
I'm just happy to see this in here. Actually, guys,
I love it.
it's so nice to see all of this like kind of like all
Yeah,
come together.
they have yet to be fully displaced, but I left them there.
Water, delicious.
But I
Last
think, yeah,
save is the
you
city.
fool. My last save is at the city. Yeah, I will expect nothing less for him.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy to me. I'll be real with you guys. I didn't expect to make so much assets, you know. And then just seeing all of this, every game I've worked on, I never expected how much assets I would make. But then, just just all comes together, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Rude.
don't be rude, and then like Bobby just says, "Hey, lady." Bobby, that's very rude. Oh, don't worry about it, dear. I don't think I've seen you around. I'm the mayor of Marmocle. Oh, the big town further up the river? Extra. There's an extra cool fountain there. I thank you. The fountain is free. Is the pride of our little home. It's much older than the town itself. You two should come visit. We have the best pizza this side of the forest. Ah, I'm getting distracted. What I'm here to say is I can't let you pass, sadly. Oh, that's a lie. Isn't this dialogue from like the one when we had the fence on?
What? Oh yes, yes, indeed.
Yeah, it's the
Uh,
dialogue from when we had the fence
that's
up.
that. And you know why? Because we were planning to change the dialogue system in the meantime. We said, you know what? We're not changing any dialogue in this update.
Yeah, and um, and besides, the next update will have definitely changed dialogues with a new dialogue
Oh, yeah.
system. Yeah, right.
Indeed. We actually just finished making the dialogue system. Like it works. We ported the first conversation today, and it's more feature complete even, so it's even easier to make dialogues now. Easier, more organized. Every single dialogue is an independent file. Easy to move around and do stuff.
Did I put
Like
that there?
everything is better. Oh, sorry?
Why do we have two benches underwater?
I don't know if you remember, but this city is actually flooded. I don't know if you noticed, but
Oh right, right.
the sidewalk. That's the riverside.
That's supposed to be the sidewalk, right?
So yeah. Even this
Those are for
one.
fish to relax on.
Exactly.
Now, will there be a side quest to give that to some turtles? My
If
gosh.
what? If eat some?
Pizza.
Benches?
Ninja Turtles, get it?
Yes. No, I don't know. I don't know if you can. I don't know if there's even turtles in this board.
Turtles just simply did not exist.
The fauna didn't. Yeah, the fauna did not evolve into turtles. This board, maybe. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe, perhaps. Let's check out the cemetery. That is a cemetery, right? I don't remember if I did the cemetery on stream. I don't think so.
I don't know.
I
Honestly,
don't think
I
so.
largely don't remember what has been done on stream or not.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Like, things are blurring. That I could tell you. We've done so much that it is kind of blurring.
Yeah, and the game is big, and like I always say, I wish the game was a lot smaller. It would be easier. It would be easier to make, to make
It would be.
things more dense.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we kind of made the first half of the game, and also figure out a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to understand. Can't really understate how hard it is to manage a big project.
Mm-hmm.
Making the first zone is incredibly easy. Making the fourth zone is not.
Yeah.
Because at some point, there's some kind of technological lag or organizational lag that starts to really set in. And then
Luckily,
you realize
mostly.
that the content management is not fit for that amount of content.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to reorganize all of your folders or scheduling of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a learning experience as usual.
It was definitely a learning experience for the entire team. Kind of.
Unfortunately, not that harsh. I mean,
Yeah,
except maybe on myself.
yeah, it's
But
definitely not that harsh. And by now we have things pretty much sorted out, and I'm pretty happy about that.
yeah. Your model looked like he was sneezing. Wish.
Huh?
For a moment, it looked like your model was sneezing. Let me see. Let's see on delay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it will look the same. Almost the same.
Right, I don't think I've.
Anything else to check from this part?
Oh, not really. Oh yeah, aside from that, I can't seem to grab the timeline tab. But aside from that, I think that's pretty much it. What I could show for now. Everything else that's kind of hidden and new.
As
Like, I
usual,
could tell you that. Yeah.
If anybody wants to know something more, they can just head to the Discord server.
Mm-hmm. I could tell you that that each of the areas did get something new.
Yeah.
Some more than others. But equally, like, there's something new always to find out every update, and you get to see, like, I don't know, there's a charm to it. For as like time goes on, the game just gets a little bit more complete, a little bit more nicer, and yeah. Did Fetch go ball and roll down? I mean, you could ball up.
Ball.
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 Ball. Alright, so I suppose that's all I got to say for today. Well, not say, show. As you could tell, I'm kind of like still kind of spaced out in a way. You know?
I've heard people say that Fetch is great for this. Like you can just play it without really.
It is like It's just good old mindless traveling and fun and
Yeah, I have a
speed.
tendency to run in circles in the game. So yeah, it wasn't really intentional. It just happened to be something fun to me.
Hmm. And I still like how all paths just clearly lead you. Clearly, you end up still at the same area. You know, um, even if areas are kind of like a little bit confusing, you still end up at the end. It's kind of like a would it be fair to call it like it's kind of like Sonic 3 in a way? In that case,
Maybe I would say more of a Sonic CD because it's more confusing.
fair. Yeah, it is more like Sonic CD.
Confusing to a fault, but still, it's hard to lose yourself, to truly lose yourself.
Yeah. In that case, Sonic CD would be the more accurate
Fetch as, a,
descriptor.
Fetch as an Amiga platformer.
Fetch is an Amiga platformer. I bet someone's gonna make a fan game like that, right?
Fetch CD, you mean?
Fetch is an Amiga platformer.
I still can't believe that the only Fetch fan game there is actually a game that might be more ambitious than Sonic, that Fetch itself. So,
I am still surprised every time I see that. Not gonna lie.
I can show you more. I get messages every day.
Please. I would like to
Every
know.
day since February of last year.
Nice.
It became part of my routine, which is incredible. Just very few people manage to become part of my routine without me telling them to stop doing that.
Yeah.
That happens. But yeah, it's cool. So
What if I
last
make a Fetch fan game that's Mega Man Legend? I'm kidding.
you put Fetch in your Mega Man Legend.
Yeah.
You cool?
Good.
Yeah, I mean that's easy to do. It's easy to get the rights to do it, let's say. But yeah. Fetch like
how,
dark fetch.
how do you even fetch
What?
in a robotic dystopia? How do you get fetch from
Oh,
there?
wait, do you mean Solato Robo?
I mean, kinda. Oh,
Yeah,
that
I mean you
you just
described it. So, you just described it. You asked for a furry character in a robot dystopia thing. So like, yeah, that's it. They
that,
drive robot things.
that is true. I'm just
Mechas, of
noting.
course.
Yeah, I think the water plane is actually not extending far down enough because there are
Ah,
definitely some
no,
parts.
it's a completely different issue. It's a super weird thing.
Oh,
That's caused by. And it's complicated to explain. Like an old system that was upgraded to a newer system, but the newer system was ready to support multiple collisions at once. So it sometimes hit and unchecks the right collision,
oh,
and that's the deal. But it's kind of
okay,
impossible to notice, to understand. And you can notice there's something wrong, but you can't really understand it unless you know.
right. Okay, wrong area.
But I think we're pretty much at the end of the stream.
Mm-hmm. Let me just get to the end over here.
The start, you mean? Yeah.
Yes, the start. Hush.
Guess you're back to where you started, basically.
Yeah. Back at I don't know if I could say the actual name of the area, but yeah. Yes, thank you guys for watching. It's been fantastic. I've
Indeed.
enjoyed this little look back of stuff that we have, and we got like a store down. Development's gonna be a little slowed around this time, but hey, you know, because of hectic time events and all of that. Hey, Zito. I think you've just caught us at the very end of the stream.
Really, literally.
Yeah.
You'll see as well, like in exactly a month from now. Maybe not exactly. Maybe there's gonna be something else before then. Another thing is not tied to Fetch.
Yeah. Although I might be streaming literally right after the stream. I just need to eat first. So if you stick by for a little bit, get to see my intro screen and all of that people normally miss, you know? So yeah. I gotta end the stream for now to actually have this for our VOD and all of that. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. Yeah, maybe might try out some crab champions or something like that. All right, folks, I will see you guys in a little bit. Maybe we'll play some Mega Man Zero or something like that. I don't know yet. But anyway, yeah. So take care, everyone. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Later.
Bye bye.
Bye.